I hate that I have to breathe and blink and everything, that like it's exhausting to me. Like I wish I could die for like a week so I could just not have to do anything, because the thought of having to live the same day over and over, breathing, blinking, everything, it's too much.
How do you think social media has affected your life?
I think, okay, I actually have a lot of thoughts on this. I feel like from a young age, social media was harmful to me in the way where I was exposed to things incredibly young. I knew things that I shouldn't have known at that age. I've seen like I saw porn at like 3 years old, that kind of shit, where it was really
Wow.
bad. And I think also social media has created a lot of insecurities for me, like me learning the philtrum is, how long, like that a shorter philtrum looks better, that like those little things that create so much like just insecurities, and the same with filters. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I feel like social media has helped me to become more aware of what's going on in life and like in the world, because I'm able to stay more informed, and I'm able to like find other people's opinions on things and kind of think about what other people's views are, so I don't have just have my own views. And I think it's also social media has helped me cultivate my style. And I met my ex-boyfriend on there, and I still like he's still one of my best friends, or he used to be, and we're kind of like maybe gonna become
Yeah.
friends again, and like that kind of thing, where it's just like I don't know, I think it's good to help, and like I've been able to meet a lot of people, but it can also be incredibly harmful.
Wow. What an amazing answer. Like,
Yeah.
you've obviously thought of this deeply.
Can I get your channel name?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you think that we were created from something, or we just came from nothing?
I've thought about this a lot, and honestly, I don't know. I think the thought that there was just like the Big Bang, where it's like that just something somehow that created everything, and that there's nothing before that, that's just so mind-boggling to me. But at the same time, I think I believe that there's something up there. But I think that I believe that there's spiritual. I'm very spiritual, but I don't think I'm religious. I don't believe that there's a person up there that's watching down. But like I'll do tarot, and I believe that we can not manipulate, but we can kind of like not manipulate in a bad way, but we can manipulate the world around us using our own minds, because our minds are so powerful, and we can be spiritually connected to the world.
So you're into like manifestation and things like that?
Yeah, tarot cards, manifestation, everything like that. But I respect everyone's views. Like I don't get why people get upset if someone has a different view than theirs. Like I respect all of it.
Yeah. I actually used to do that. I used to do meditation, manifestation.
I've got my tarot cards right here, and I actually have a sigil on my. Wait, where'd it go? I've got a sigil right here that I drew on my wall, and it actually that fucking scared me because it worked.
So how'd you get into that?
Um. Well. Okay, so I grew up in Texas. I grew up in Austin though, so it was a very hippie part, and I was always sorry. I was always around very spiritual people. I was always, and like my old babysitter Ashley, I mean, she always smelled like weed and stuff, but like she was like I remember this one time she was meditating, and she just put her hand out and stood still. After 5 seconds, a butterfly lands straight on her forehead. Like she was really like in tune with everything. So I think that was part of it. And then it was just like I started doing research on different things because I wanted to figure out my beliefs.
Interesting. Yeah, I got into it through social media, through YouTube. Like I used to watch videos, and they would talk about all these different methods of connecting to the higher self, right? The universe and things like that. And you're right, it does work. It's kind of crazy how it does work, and it's powerful.
That's why I try to not think about bad things that could happen, because I don't want to manifest it into reality.
It's a scary thing though, right? Because now you have to really be hyper aware of how you think and things like that.
Definitely.
But I never asked myself this question. I want to ask you, where do you think this manifestation energy comes from?
That's what I don't know. That's what I think we'll never actually know. It's just all about belief. I feel like maybe it's just energy from all of the life that's in this world, how everything, like even trees and stuff, everything is living, and everything is like has their own like energy. And maybe it's just all of that collectively, and we're able to kind of send out things and manipulate the energy around us. But I'm unsure. I don't know. That's just a guess.
Yeah. Do you think there's maybe like a good and a bad energy in the world?
I think honestly, I feel like the energy in the world is completely neutral. I think it's what we put out into it. So I think if we're putting out these bad things, the energy will react in that way, in the bad way. But I think that energy itself, that the thing around us itself is neutral.
So you think it comes from humans? Like we have our intention if it's good or bad?
Yeah, I think we have to, yeah.
Okay. So where do we get that from? How do we know what's good and bad?
I think that's just all about inner, like, you have to know yourself. You have to know, you have to have empathy. You have to just, it's kind of, I feel like it's pretty easy to decipher what's good and bad. If it hurts anyone else, probably not good. Like I think, I personally believe, I don't care what other people do. As long as it makes them happy and it's not hurting anyone else, who cares?
What about like someone who's, someone who's watching a girl from a distance undress, not hurting anyone? Is that right to do?
Well, no.
Makes them feel good.
Still, that's true, actually. Wait, that's a good point. I think, ooh, I think if someone's doing something that isn't, that's actually really hard. You've got
Just something to think about.
It's like, but I think the point I was trying to make is, it's not anything, but it's like, I don't care if someone's gay. I don't care if someone's fucking like homophobic. As long as they're not hate crimes people and pushing it onto people, I don't care. I don't care about, I think it's more belief wise that I don't care about.
Okay, another deep question. Do you believe there is objective truth? Like everyone would agree that this is wrong or that's right?
No.
No.
Because no, there's no way to get every single person in the world to agree with that.
Well, no, I'm not saying that they would agree, but they'll have that inner knowing that, yeah, killing's wrong, even though some people do it. Wouldn't you agree that that is wrong, no matter where you are in the world?
It's wrong. But, yeah. But is it always wrong? That's another thought. Killing your rapist, like, think about that. That may not be as wrong. Like, killing a child rapist, would you count that as still really wrong?
Well, I guess I would say this more specifically. Murdering someone just because you hate someone or just because, Now, wars, I don't even think war should even happen in the first place, but it does. But I guess the root of it, do you think killing is ever good?
I think killing, the only way it can actually be beneficial is if, let's say, yeah, like a child rapist who you know is going to do this again, but there's no way to prosecute him. Like, he's too smart. There's absolutely no way. Something like that, then maybe. I don't think anything's inherently bad or good.
Interesting. So then, why does it matter then if it's just your opinion, right? If someone rapes someone, that's just my opinion. It's bad. You don't actually think that's truly bad?
It's truly bad.
Okay.
But okay, I think there are some things in the world that are truly bad. Yes, rape. I think if you're going against another person's will.
What do you think happens after we die?
The one thing that scares me so bad is reincarnation. That terrifies me because the thought of having to live life after life after life after life after life sounds just so exhausting to me. It's exhausting now, even having to live, and the thought of having to do it over and over and over. I think what I would love is just your energy kind of returns to the universe, your being, and you kind of just go back to the earth.
I would agree that reincarnation sounds exhausting to live on this earth, like a dark world, because this world's so dark. Just look at the news constantly.
But even the thought, it's not even if it were a good world, it's just the feel. Like, I hate that I have to breathe and blink and everything. That, like, it's exhausting to me. Like, I wish I could die for like a week so I could just not have to do anything, because the thought of having to live the same day over and over, breathing, blinking, everything, it's too much sometimes. So like, it's any world I would not want to live forever, like would not want to reincarnate forever.
But you're assuming that this world would be like this. Like, what if it didn't have all those pressures, that darkness, that stress, all that stuff you're talking about,
It's just still, I don't think so. And that's not the reality we're in.
Exactly. Like, what if it's this reality, like, you know what? I would want to live forever on a peaceful place, or a place where I don't have pain or anything like that,
I wouldn't want to live forever there.
So then, okay, what do you think about heaven and hell as an option for an afterlife?
I think the way I've heard about it is where you have to follow these strict rules, and if you don't, you'll get into hell. That doesn't seem right to me. I think I think, honestly, I believe that everyone's energy is just returned to the universe. I don't believe in a heaven or a hell.
I would agree with what you're saying. What you said, that most people think that you have to follow these rules. If you're not, you know, it sounds like a very angry
Stressful.
God. Like he's just gonna condemn you because he
What if
hates
you
us
just?
in a way.
I think. I think being. I think if there were a heaven and hell, it wouldn't be you have to follow those rules. I think it's just try your best to be a good person. Just if you just try to be a good person, that should be enough. If you have the right intent and you actually like try to work on yourself and make yourself a good person.
So, if heaven and hell were real, do you think you would be good enough to make it to heaven?
I think I've made a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, I'm 15 years old. I think I'm young and I'm stupid, and I think I always have the best intention. I never, ever, ever mean to hurt people, and I try to be kind to every person I meet. I do end up hurting people, but it's never on purpose.
Like I said, I was believing what you were doing, and I actually thought of myself as a good person too. Until I asked myself these questions. Have you ever lied in your life?
Yes,
Okay.
but never to hurt people. I've lied. I've never lied in a way to hurt people. I've lied to protect people from things.
Okay. Have you ever stolen something?
Yes, but only from big businesses, and I stopped when I learned that the employees were affected. I thought only the really big CEOs with billions of dollars would be affected, but no, when I learned that the employees in the store were affected, I stopped.
But why would that matter if it was the CEO or the employees? It's still their money that you're taking, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, they've got billions and they're contributing to climate change and to all this stuff. It feels like they can lose $10 on an eyeliner and lipstick.
But it's not really that they're losing the money. It's just the ethics of just taking something that's not yours, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Have you ever wanted someone sexually?
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe there's anything wrong with that. I think that is just our way of being. That's our hormones. That's like,
You're right. It is normal, but in the concept, I'll say this. This is what Jesus said: that if you look at a woman and you lust after her, you commit adultery in your heart. That's how high his standard is, just by the thought of that other person. Of course, sex is good in marriage, but we're talking outside of marriage, right?
I don't think it's bad. I think I think cheating is bad, but I don't think just wanting someone or sleeping with someone is bad.
Okay, I'm just saying what Jesus said, right? So based on this standard, which are I think only 4 out of the 10 commandments, would you be innocent or guilty?
Out of those 4, I would probably be guilty, but I never have bad intentions.
Okay.
I always come from a good place.
Even if we have good intentions, we're genuine with something, we can still do something that's bad, right?
It's bad, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think for me, if there were a heaven and hell, the way I feel it should be done is if you are working and trying to be a better person every day.
And that's, like you said, from your perspective, if you were the one in charge. But if God's in charge, then it's his rules, right? It's his. We can't say that.
Yeah.
So.
But if there is a God, I feel like a God would be more fair.
Hopefully you can see that you and me, everyone in the whole world, would not be innocent to make it to heaven, because we've all broken these several times. Even if we have a genuine intention, we would deserve that punishment, which is hell. But have you ever heard what God did for us so we didn't have to go to hell?
You're able to repent, right?
Close. Repent means to change one's mind.
Oh.
But there's something deeper to it.
What is it?
God actually doesn't hate us. He doesn't want to condemn us. He wants to save us. He loves us so much. He sent a perfect person to take the punishment for you and me, which was Jesus.
Do you know what time she's coming? Sorry.
God sent someone perfect to take the punishment for you and me. That's where Jesus comes in. That's why he died, and God raised him up from the dead. And if we put our faith in Jesus, we're guaranteed heaven. Not because of our goodness, though, but because of his goodness. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but why is so like if I devote my life to Jesus, but I still want to rape people, which I don't rape people, oh my god, but like say or like someone devotes their life to Jesus but still wants to rape people, are they just getting into heaven because they still believe in Jesus?
So when you do, if you genuinely do put your faith in Jesus, it's amazing. He changes your desires to do good. That doesn't mean I'm going to live a perfect life, but I fight with my desires to do bad, to do good, because I love him.
I already do that though, but it's not because of him. It's just I always work to be a good person, and I always, yeah.
But the key is Jesus took the punishment for you. You can't save yourself, right? He was the perfect one. He paid our debts. That's the key, right? And then when you put your faith in him and believe that he did that for you, he'll change your heart over time. It's a relationship. It's not some religion, you know. I didn't know that back then. But hopefully this makes some kind of sense, at least makes you think.
That's really interesting. It does.
Because back to what you were saying in the beginning, I was very spiritual in all those things I was doing. And I started reading the Bible, and it starts saying that it's not of God. Where does that come from? I asked you earlier. According to the Bible, it comes from demons. It comes from this dark spiritual world. And it really opened my eyes, and I had to really think about what I was doing. And it's just, in essence, it's witchcraft, right? And it'll give you temporary relief and manifestations, but the one that can truly give you everything is Jesus. That's why I share this with people in here, at least make people think.
Yeah, it'll make me think. Thank you. That was actually, that's it. This was a really interesting conversation.
Let it ride, let it ride. Don't forget to hit the